let's move on. Sige. Well, values are morals, ethics, standards, blah, blah, blah. You all know that. I'm sure lahat tayo may mga values. At saka it's a measurement of our behaviors. No? How we behave is highly dependent on our values. Kung ano ang ating mga binavalue sa buhay, yung ating mga, ano ba yun, yung natutuhan natin about how to behave, that's exactly where the values are based on. Now, the word ethics comes in there also because it's just equally important. Ethics is a system of moral principles. It's a rules of behaviors based on ideas about what is morally good and what is bad. Diba? When we do something, may gauge tayo. Tama ba to o hindi tama? And more often than not, we get this from our parents and all that. Lolo, lolas. So, there are moral rules of behavioral propriety. What is right, what is wrong, and right conduct that influences your action. If it is something that is not right, then you don't do it. There is that entrapment inside. Sometimes it's easier to do what is wrong. You get entrapped, no? It's easier to do what is wrong, eh? But then it's your principles and your ethics that really protect you from doing what is not good, what is not right. Okay. Again, all this has a lot to do with our culture, the beliefs, the customs, and so on of a particular society at a certain place or at a certain time. There again, you will see the word repeatedly, morals, ethics, standards. They become the basis, the measurement of our behavior. Well, they come from, where do they come from? Biblical scriptures, from teachings, what our teacher teaches us, and from the Bible, we pick up things about righteousness, what is good, what is wrong, and then we also pick them up from superstitions. Di ba, ano mga superstitions natin? Bawal magwalis sa loob ng bahay kasi ano nga ba? Ano nangyayari? Lalabas ang alin? O yun. At saka huwag magpapayong sa loob ng bahay kasi
uulan ng ipis.
Uulan ng ipis. Kung ano-ano. Because they are from superstitions and this comes from yung bawal ang sombrero. Yun naman ano yun eh. Impolite yung nagsusombrero pag kumakain. At saka, they come from our ancestors and our culture. Di ba? Mga lolo at lola natin. Malaking ano nila, they have a very big influence and impact on our current life, on our beliefs. Okay? Teachers and friends, there you are. I learned a lot, so much from my teachers. I learned some things too from my friends, but sometimes they are not the right things. But I got used to it. We get used to things na maliliit tayo, yung mga friends natin na medyo matatanda na, o mga tiya, o ano sinasabihan tayo. Hanggang lumalaki tayo, pinapaniwalaan natin, thinking that it is right. Diba? Oh. And then, at saka first-hand experiences. Sometimes it has to happen to us. Pag hindi nangyayari sa atin, pag hindi tayo napasok, kaya sabihin mo yung apoy, may walang nakita, ilagay mo kamay mo, na-experience mong mainit, nasusunog ka pala, hindi natuto ka. Diba? It's a first-hand experiences. And sometimes bad things, unfortunately, happens to you for a reason. They are to teach you a lesson, di ba? Sino na sa inyo dito napasok sa pag-ibig? Ganun ba?
Napasok
sa kalan.
Napaso lang.
Sa kalan pa mo.
Sa kalan. Pero napasok sa pag-ibig, ayaw na umibig. Kasi ganun pala ang pag-ibig, mapuso. Di ba? Ayaw na umibig, you don't want to give that a second chance. Marami tayong mga napapaniwalaan, natututuhan. But anything that happens is really related. And above all, they are a lesson for you. Now, whether it's good or bad, I don't know. It depends on what you can take in. I'm talking about practical lessons, no? Characteristics is very important. They're evident in work ethics, and we're going to discuss that a little more, deeper into that. You will notice that I put gems there. Nakikita nyo yung mga gems? Kasi, you know, values, character, ethics, they are to me genuine jewels. Totoo. Hindi sila binabad sa kinulayan. Hindi sila binabad sa araw para mamuti o binabad sa bedshin para sumarap o binabad sa kung saan-saan para labas ang kulay. They are genuine. They are genuine. That's why I took this motive on. Work ethics is the moral side of work that enhances character. The first one is diligence. You probably, kanina nakita ko pagdating ko na pag-uusapan nyo ito lahat eh. Diligence is the first. What is diligence? Very quickly, can somebody just katsagaan, kasipagan. Diligence, okay? Honorable. Honorable. Yung ginagawa mo, may honor. No? May honor. Oh, tapos the next, honest. Honest ka. Importante yung honest ka talaga. It is very, very important to be honest in your job. Especially if you are handling money. Sino dito humahawak ng pera? Okay. Minsan tukso, ano? Ako nga, hindi ako humahawak ng pera, natutukso ako eh. Natutukso ako gastusin yung anak, yung pera ng apo ko na pinapatago sa akin. Eh lalo na kung may pera kayong hawak. Talagang tukso yan. But then, if you are a person with values, at saka with ethics, then paninindigan o mangingibabaw yung paniwalang yun. We're all human beings. We get tempted one way or the other. But honesty is the best policy, as they say. Wrong? Kailangan meron tayong prinsipyo. Meron tayong prinsipyo sa buhay. You cannot live a life without principles, without rules, without guides. Meron tayong guide. Hindi naman pwedeng mabuhay lang, na tuloy-tuloy lang, sige-sige. Kailangan meron sometimes we have to be guided by certain rules, certain regulations, certain principles. Kumbaga sa daan. Anong tawag nun? Meron, sa tamang daan. Sa wastong daan. Marami, there are many roads to take. But then you take the road that brings you to the right destination. Diba? Okay. Then, principio, of course. And then there you go. The sense of responsibility. There was something that I needed to Then there is that sense of responsibility. Minsan pinag-iiwanan kayo ng inyong mga boss o ikaw bahala dito sa opisina. And then what do you do? Pag iniwan sa inyo, sandali, yan, nag-cellphone na lang ng cellphone yung iba, nakikita ko yan. Tawag ng tawag sa telepono. At saka kung ano-ano mga ginagawa. But there are some who are really people who are very diligent and their sense of responsibility is very strong. Importante yun eh. Naka-ukit yun sa inyo, yung sense of responsibility. Okay? Then you have, when employee feels personally responsible for the performance, she shows up on time. You know? Puts in her best effort and completes project to the best of her ability. Lalo na kung minsan nakikita dyan, sinasabi, halika, uwi na tayo, bahala sila sa buhay nila. I always hear that. Even bahala sila sa buhay nila. Ever, nung bumalik ako dito, yan palagi kong nadidinig. Bahala sila sa buhay nila. Para bang, tapos sabi ko, teka muna, hindi ba sinisweldohan tayo? Hindi ba sinisweldohan kayo? Paano ba yung bahala sila sa buhay nila? Bahala sila, aalis. Mukhang alam niyo yun, ha?
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. Yeah. So anyway, but the person who has a sense of responsibility really does what is expected of her. Integrity. What is integrity? To define integrity. Well, first of all, fosters trusting relationship with clients, co-workers, and supervisors. Kung ikaw taong may integrity, ano ba sa Tagalog ang integrity?
Wala pong Tagalog.
Ha?
Integridad.
Integridad? That was my first inclination, eh. Integridad.
Wala pong Tagalog.
Wala? Integrity. Ano pinakamalapit?
Kabuuan.
Kabuuan. Okay? Pag kabuuan.
Pino-major ka na pala.
Ha?
Yan ang integridad, Espanyol ba?
Okay. Trusting relationship with clients. Yung you are trusted ba? Pwede ka mapag-iwanan. At kasi meron kang integridad, mabuti kang klaseng tao, may magtitiwala sa iyo. Then, Co-workers value the employee's ability to give honest feedback. If you are a person with integrity, your co-workers value your feedback. Diba? Kung ikaw taong importante, o tsaka yung meron ka bang reputation na may integridad, integrity, pinakikinggan ka. Yes, daldal ng daldal yan, di nga niya alam kung ano sinasabi niya, siya nga, hindi siya gumagawa nun, tapos tayo sasabi niya pa. Diba? Iba talaga yun. Pag ikaw, meron kang integrity, people listen to you, even your bosses listen to you. Kasi alam ng boss mo na may integrity ka. Okay? Let's move on. Integrity. Supervisors rely on the employee's high moral standards, trusting him not to steal from the company or create problems. Now, this is one of the things I really wanted to talk about. Very often, I had an opportunity to work in one of the offices here. Nung nag-retire ako, ano lang ako, I tried to test the waters working here. And I noticed that from the company that I was working in, people would bring home bond paper, pencils from the office. So, saan ko? Aanin ba yan? Eh, para sa anak ko ito eh. Eh, bakit? Dito mo kinukuha? Eh, dami-dami naman ho nila dyan eh. Nagkalat ho yan, dami-dami yan. So, you know, I did not say anything, but I was trying to think, ano kayang thread na thought nun? Na hindi porke marami ang isang tao nun, eh may karapatan na kayo kumuha. Di ba? That's dishonesty eh. Or, you ask your, maybe the company, pwede ho bang humingi nito? But I have seen it being done like as a habit. Kukuha ng pen, kukuha ng ano, meron pa nga may tubig, yung mga water sa office, inuuwi. Nakikita ko, nagugulat ako. Sabi ko, kung may truck lang ito, pati tinrack na yung mga tubig. And they are always the same people doing it. And the reason is, dami-dami naman nila, amo na sila. You know, to me, that doesn't make sense. Okay? But that is your integrity. Meron pang integrity doon. Clients and colleagues trust the employee's advice. Kung ikaw may integrity tao, lalapitan kita, hihingan kita ng advice. Alam ko namang ikaw eh, magnanakaw na patago, o kung ano man, o sinungaling, I will never trust your advice. You can come give me so much advice. But then, if I know that you are not a person of integrity, why in the world will I listen to you? Diba? Kaya nagsasalit, yan ang pwede mong sabihin, bahala siya sa buhay niya. Yun, pwede niyong masabi yun. Sabihin niyo yun, okay? In Titus, this is of course from our prayer group. No, we have an OLG prayer group. This is one of the readings I really love. Say, in everything, set them an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us. Importante, again, I want you to learn the word integrity when we leave here by this afternoon. Kahit yun na lang sabihin yung natutuhan mo ngayon. Integrity. Integrity. Integridad daw. But that's the word, okay? So, to say, ano ba yun? Ano ba yung what is there? The contraption from there. Righteous, honorable, truthful, blameless. Of course, this is a little overrated, out of proportion. But you're upright, disciplined, faithful, and holy. Hindi naman siguro pwede, santo ka na lang. More or less. I couldn't find any, so I said, let me just work in this. Okay? Next. Honesty, si honesto. Okay, now, I want to, let's go back first. I want to tell you a story, read to you a story on honesty. This is an inspirational story. Who wants to read first? Who wants to volunteer? Wala? Ako na lang? Ako na lang? Oh, anybody? Oh, sige, I will read and then I'll ask you. Can I ask for water from the back, please? Baka matuloy yung lalamunan ko. Okay. An emperor in the Far East was growing old and knew it was time to choose the successor. Instead of choosing one of his assistants or his children, he decided something different. One day he called all young people in the kingdom together. He said, It is time for me to step down and choose the next emperor. I have decided to choose one of you. The kids were shocked, but the emperor continued. I'm going to give each one of you a seed today. Seed, yung ano ba yung seed? Ito. One very special seed. I want you to plant the seed and water it and come back here 1 year from today with what you have grown from that seed. I will then judge the plants that you bring, and the one I choose will be the next emperor. So you can imagine what a challenge that is. One boy named Lim was there that day, and he, like others, received a seed. He went home and excitedly told his mother the story. She helped him get a pot and planting soil, and he planted the seed and watered it carefully. Every day he would water it and watch it to see how it grows. After about 3 weeks, some of the other youths began to talk about their seeds and the plants that were beginning to grow. Ling checked. He kept checking the seed, but nothing ever grew. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, nothing happened. So by now, others were talking about their plants. But Ling didn't have a plant, and he felt like a failure. 6 months went by, nothing happened. He just knew that he killed his seed. Everyone else had trees and tall plants, but he had nothing. Ling didn't say anything to his friends, however. He just kept waiting for the seed to grow. A year finally went by, and all the youth of the kingdom brought their plants to the emperor for inspection. Ling told his mother that he wasn't going to take the empty pot, but his mother said he must be honest about what happened. Ling felt sick to the stomach, but he knew his mother was right. He took the pot to the palace. When Ling arrived, he was amazed by the variety of plants grown by the other youth. They were beautiful, in all shapes and in all sizes. Ling put his empty pot on the floor, and many of the other kids laughed at him. A few felt sorry for him and just said, "Hey, nice try." When the emperor arrived, he surveyed the room and greeted the young people. Ling just tried to hide in the back. "My, what great plants, trees, and flowers you have grown," said the emperor. "Today, one of you will be appointed the next emperor." All of a sudden, the emperor spotted Ling at the back of the room with his empty pot. He ordered his guards to bring him to the front. Ling was terrified. "The emperor knows I'm a failure," he said. "Maybe he will have me killed." So far, so good?
Yes.
Suspense, huh? Okay. When Ling got to the front, the emperor asked his name. He said, "My name is Ling." And all the kids were laughing and making fun of him. The emperor asked everyone to quiet down. The emperor looked at Ling and said, then announced to the crowd, "Behold, your new emperor. His name is Ling." Ling couldn't believe it. He couldn't even grow his seed. How could he be the next emperor? Then the emperor said, 1 year ago today, I gave everyone here a seed. I told you to take the seed, plant it, water it, bring it back to me today. But I gave you all boiled seeds, which would not grow. All of you, except Ling, have brought me the trees and brought me trees and plants and flowers. When you found that the seed would not grow, you substituted the seed for the one I gave you. Ling was the only one with the courage and honesty to bring me the pot with my seed on it. He is the one who will be the next emperor. So there you go, honesty. Sometimes some of us want to impress. Gusto natin mag-impress that we cannot face failure. We're afraid to fail, but we can fail. I mean, we have a permit to fail. Pwede tayong mag-fail. You don't have to go through lies. You don't have to go through deceit. You don't have to go through anything para lang to cross the boundary just so that you say that you are a winner. It's okay to be a loser, but in this particular story, you see that the loser is really the winner, right? Okay, let's read through this. I want you all. No, next. It's working. So let's